Yay, we're live. I was playing around with the music, the background music. Figured out how to have background music. Yay, I'm so excited. So, avoidant personality disorder. Have you ever heard of it? You probably have it and don't even know. I didn't know I had it until a psychological assessment revealed it. So, what is it? What is avoidant personality disorder? What are the symptoms? How does it affect your life? What behaviors do you display when you have it? And let's dive in. And whether or not you have it, pick up yourself, originals. You know you're an original, so big up yourself and welcome to another episode of the Big Up Yourself show. Sometimes we have guests sharing inspirational stories of strength and resilience, and sometimes it's just me discussing some enlightening topics, all geared towards healing trauma, self empowerment, and building healthy self esteem. If you care about such matters, please subscribe, join us, and also give us a thumbs up and let us know you like our content, and then drop a comment. Engage with us. Why are you scared to like and leave a comment? Why are you scared? Come here. Come closer. Right? Let me tell you a secret. Even a simple heart or a simple wow will help us a lot. If you just do that at the bottom of each video you watch and press the thumbs up button, that helps us out a lot. Come on, help your sister out. All right, thank you. So, avoidant personality disorder. You know, about 15% of Americans have a personality disorder, and many more have traits of a personality disorder, right? And these disorders may show up as behaviors that are often misunderstood. According to the DSM, that is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, fifth edition, the DSM-5, avoidant personality disorder is a condition that is characterized by a persistent pattern of social inhibition, shyness, being overly self-conscious, feelings of inadequacy, and hypersensitivity to negative evaluation, fear of criticism. Some of the criteria for diagnosing avoidant personality include avoiding social situations or activities that include working with others, right? Not wanting to volunteer at work or not wanting to be called upon to participate or do something, lead something at work, right? Being unwilling to get involved with others unless you're certain you're going to be liked, being passive or reserved in close relationships, being preoccupied with being criticized or rejected, fear of being criticized. That's one of my strongest symptoms. That fear of being recognized is something that's almost is fear of rejection and being criticized, fear of being criticized is something that, hi, C-Temp, hello, my love. Yeah, that fear of being criticized is something that I noticed in myself a long, long time ago before I was even diagnosed with avoidant personality. I have an intense fear. I have an intense sensitivity to criticism. So it holds me back a lot. Hello, Mimi. Hello, my love. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Being inhibited in new interpersonal situations, viewing yourself as socially inept, awkward, personally unappealing, or inferior to others, feeling like you're not enough, feeling um, having a hard time making friends, having a hard time reaching out, introducing yourself at a social gathering, that kind of thing, being unusually reluctant to take personal risks or to engage in new activities. Hello, hello, Tori. Glad to see you. Some common types of other personality disorders. There are many personality disorders. I'm just going to run through quickly some of the other ones. Some of them might sound familiar to you, and some not so much. Antisocial personality disorder. That's one. Thank God I don't have. Thank God you don't have that one. You don't want that one. This is the one that will cause somebody to go and shoot up a school or just do bad things to people. There's borderline personality disorder. You might hear that one now and then. You might hear that one. A lot of people, I think a lot of people have that and don't know that they have it. And um, it's more, that one is more, I would say, more common than people realize, right? They say that I also have traits of borderline personality. I don't know. Um, and sometimes in mental conditions, symptoms overlap, right? So I might have symptoms of one personality that resembles symptoms of borderline personality, that kind of thing. Then there's dependent personality disorder. There's histrionic personality disorder. There's narcissistic personality disorder. And I know we've been hearing a lot about this one. And people who don't even know what it means, every time there's some flaw with somebody, they're quick to label them as narcissistic, right? And then there's obsessive compulsive personality disorder. We hear that one quite a lot. Paranoid personality disorder. You can imagine what that one is. Schizoid personality disorder and schizotypal typal personality disorder. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the last two very well, but yeah. People throw narcissists around a lot. That's true. That is true. They do that. But we're talking about avoidant personality disorder today because a friend of mine recently mentioned that she uses avoidance as a coping mechanism sometimes, right? And it made me think about my own diagnosis, but I am not sure her avoidance, I have no way of knowing if her avoidance is the same thing as having an avoidant personality. I'm not a professional, I can't tell. I just want to discuss my diagnosis and some of my behaviors and thoughts on the subject. So, to break down some of the hallmarks of avoidant personality disorder, severe social anxiety. And yet, not everyone with social anxiety has avoidant personality disorder, right? And I say that I have social anxiety. I've said that for years. I say that more often, but probably what I really should be saying is that I have avoidant personality disorder. But I'm not going to go running around telling people that I have AVD. It's easier to say I have social anxiety because I think most people are more familiar with social anxiety and it's more readily understood. So I mentioned before my hypersensitivity to criticism. You want to shut me down, criticize me, right? And I mean, even if it's positive, a positive critique, it's enough to give me the jitters. And don't go criticizing me in a negative manner. Oh, baby, you lose me. I run for cover. I can't handle it. To me, it's really, really painful to be criticized. right? That's, I would say that is probably my strongest symptom of avoidant personality. I'm afraid of being criticized, right? And then there's the reluctance to express opinions, even when you know you're right, the reluctance to speak up in meetings, or the reluctance to take the lead when opportunities that that dumbing down and that shrinking that we do, right? Some of that could be avoidant personality. I need constructive feedback instead. Yes, constructive feedback. But see, you need constructive feedback, and I need it too. But even the constructive feedback is hard for me to take. Yeah, that's how sensitive I am to criticism. It's hard for me to take. And I've thought about where that sensitivity to criticism came from. And I know it started in my childhood. I know it did. Yeah. So, yeah. Um, so avoiding assignments at work. I've done this, right? Passing up promotions for fear of making mistakes and being scrutinized. That fear of being scrutinized will causes me to not even want to do role plays at work, right? You know, you have these team building exercises and stuff, and I don't want to participate because I am nervous of this social interaction. Um, I'm telling you, I cried a couple of times. This is years ago, right? By the way, I'm much better now with my AVPD symptoms, and you're going to hear me say that a lot during the course of this video. I am better now, right? There are some things I'm still working through, but for the most part, I'm better, right? So I cried in the bathroom a couple of times at work when I couldn't bring myself to do a presentation in front of my coworkers. I went to the bathroom and I cried, right? I couldn't do it. But then I went on to become a public speaker, giving keynote speakers and everything, right? Um, and I went on to loving doing presentations in my role as a designer. As a designer, I would do up the design for my clients, and I enjoyed putting the rooms together, doing the whole floor plan and everything for the house. But my favorite part of doing my work as a designer became the presentation part, the very part that would caused me to hyperventilate back in the day, became my favorite part. So I'm saying we can heal from our stuff, right? We can heal from the things that once would hold us back, or that hold us back today. We can heal from stuff. So, yeah, and I've gone on to become a public speaker uh, several years later. Yeah, several years later, I was doing a presentation at work again, and a couple of my coworkers, they asked me, "Have you done public speaking before?" Imagine, I was crying in the bathroom to present some furniture to my coworkers years before, and years later, they were asking me. I'm presenting furniture again to my coworkers, and they're asking me if I've done public speaking. Yes, we can heal from our stuff. We can overcome. Um, so with avoidant personality disorder, sometimes you can seem aloof or standoffish. Sometimes I've been told that, right? I know I can appear that way. I've been told that, I don't seem approachable, or I seem unreachable. Oh, Mimi, Winsome, I love you so much for your vulnerability and sharing your experiences. I hope you realize how much that helps others. I hope so. This is the reason I do this, right? This is the reason I do this, because I hope that it helps somebody else, right? Um, so yeah, I do still have a tendency to make connections as a sales professional, even This has been hard for me, right? Walking up to a customer and initiating the meeting and the conversation and connecting and talking them into making a purchase and nurturing ongoing relationships. Add all that to being grossly introverted, and as you can imagine, it's a stressful, never-ending nightmare for a person with AVPD and an introvert. And some of us think we're introverts, and the truth is we have avoidant personality disorder. Right. So, um, but like I said, I'm getting better. So this feeling of inadequacy, feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you don't measure up, feeling like you don't fit in, that fear of rejection. Oh my goodness, the fear of rejection. Oh, I'm telling you, this whole social media thing, a lot of what I don't do with social media is because I fear rejection. Yeah. Um and not speaking up for yourself and not showing up fully as you, right? I feel this in my dealings with social media, and AVPD, avoidant personality, can look like imposter syndrome too. Yeah, that fear or that thing about feeling like a fraud. Yeah. So people with AVPD are preoccupied with fear of embarrassment. Yes, I am one of them. I left the job one time because because something happened in our meeting and I was embarrassed. I couldn't bring myself to go back to the job. Yeah, I sure did. So yeah, so this fear of embarrassment is a big thing with me, and sometimes it causes me to avoid taking certain risks. And with social media, I'm still kind of fearful for people know um for people to connect to my social media accounts, right? I'm doing a public show, but I'm afraid of people I know watching me because I fear that they're judging me, and I fear that I look foolish or like I don't know what I'm talking about, and who does she think she is to be talking? You know, I have these nagging little fears, and I come on my show. Believe me, I love doing the show. I come on the show, but trust me, there are these nagging little voices in my head, even when I come on. Don't quit. Let me see. This. I have a languishing channel because I get too nervous about how I look on camera and completely afraid of getting criticism about my looks. Oh, my camera. Girl, it's so real. And it's, do you know one of the things that caused me to not get on YouTube sooner was a space in my teeth? Can you believe that? My voice, right? The things that we allow to hold us back. Girl, get on your channel and do it. If when some can do it, you can do it. Please, please. One of the things I'm way off topic now, but one of the things I wanted to offer people is for me to come on their channel with them for their first few videos or something, and just be there as support. So if you need that, I will do that with you, John Quet, for real. So yeah, so on some levels, I'm aware that I'm holding back, and I am. Oh my God, you guys, what did I do? Exit full screen. Okay, yeah, that I'm holding back, and I'm not giving all of me. I'm shrinking and playing small and safe because I'm worried about how I might be received, right? And that's sad. And that it means I'm not fully receiving myself. I'm worried about how you might receive me, but that means that I am not fully receiving myself. And if I'm not receiving me, how can I expect others to receive me? You know what I mean? And the thing is, I want nothing more than to be authentic. But I'm authentically only giving so much. My late sister, God rest her soul, told me years ago that I have a wall up. I understood what she was saying at the time, but I didn't know what to do with it, right? And one friend implored me to, Winston, please open up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to open up, right? Um, and one therapist told me, and all of this was years ago, she told me that I push people away. I'm like, oh my God, that was so astounding to me because that's far from what I want to do. I, I don't want to be pushing people away. I want people in my life, you know? So, but at the time, I didn't know what she meant. And yeah, it wasn't my intention. And in high school, right? I, yeah, I wasn't always like this, or there were times when I was better and then times when I would revert. In high school, I had a lot of friends, but I wasn't even aware I was popular until years and years after when I understood what popularity meant. But some devastating events transpired in high school, and that further eroded my confidence. But the value we place on ourselves is the value others will tend to place on us. And everything, and this is my saying, my quote, I coined this one, everything begins and ends with how you feel about yourself. Okay. So my avoidant personality disorder um, is a result of how I feel about myself, and something or some things happened to me that caused me to feel unworthy. Things happened to me in my life that caused me to feel unworthy. I'm speaking for all of us with this condition and with self esteem challenges, right? I know I'm not alone and I'm better, right? Remember, I'm better. Um, and coach, yes, 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 Tori, that's right. Everything begins and ends with how you feel about yourself. Winsome Alexander. Yeah. So a coach taught me this a few weeks ago. She says, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. So every day, when I do my affirmations and I write in my journal, I write that in, right? Every day, in every way, I'm getting better. Because we got to get better, guys. And it's a journey, right? So we're inhibited, we're hiding ourselves, we're afraid of being seen. You know, they talk about being afraid of being seen. Some of these people very well may have avoidant personality disorder. You don't let people know your boundaries, you don't speak up for yourself, right? You don't defend yourself, so people don't know the real you. You accept things that you don't want to accept and people think it's okay, but it's not. um And the same thing on social media. I feel like more than anything, I want to be seen. I want to be seen for the real me. I do. But I'm aware that I do hide the real me. I'm aware. I know I do. I strive to be authentic, but I'm authentically afraid of my own power. Afraid, and we do that. We're afraid of our own power. We're afraid of our own light. Oh my God. Let there be healing in these areas. I'm still hiding in plain sight. I'm still hiding. I know I am. Part of the reason I use the script is because, let's be honest, I'm being honest. I don't trust myself to speak without the script, right? Because I feel like I'm going to lose my train of thought. I'm going to forget what I want to say. What I'm going to say may not make sense. Um, and I don't trust myself to speak without it. And I know too that the script places the barrier between me and my audience. I know that, right? Because every time I look down at my paper, I'm breaking eye contact. I'm breaking that connection. Um, and I would connect better if I didn't use the script. But it's something that, and it's something that I'm about to start working on, especially in my Facebook group, right? So if you're in my Facebook group and you see me in there doing lives and speaking without a script, cheer me on. I need your help, please. By the way, guys, yes, I do need your help, and thank you for being here today. Oh my God, Junquet, Tori, Mimi, CTAP. Thank you for being here today with me. It helps me when you guys show up to support. And please drop a comment of encouragement here below this video. Even when you come off the live, if you go back and just drop a comment. And do you have a channel? Are you able to speak without a script? Those of you who have channels, are you able to speak without a script? Kudos to you if you can. But join my Facebook group, right? The link is in the description. And it's Big Up Yourself, Celebrating the Original You. DM me. If you don't find the link in the description, you can DM me. I'm Winsome Alexander on Facebook, and I can add you to the group. That group is for us to go in there and share our wins every day. So anyway, let me know if you want to join. Now, I want you guys to not assume that you have avoidant personality disorder because you bear witness to some of the symptoms that I'm describing. I want you to go and get professionally evaluated. Don't self-diagnose because things I say here sound like you. I'm just discussing my own diagnosis and my thoughts here, right? I have no way of knowing if you have AVPD, and you won't know unless a professional gives you that diagnosis. Oh, wait a minute. Prophet Mother says, we are witnessing and participating in the healing. What an awesome privilege. Oh, my sister, thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's one of the, I don't say this often enough, but that's one of the reasons I have the channel to document and share my own healing journey. That's one of the reasons I have the channel. That's why I share some of the things I share so that people can witness the growth. I also, though my channel grows slowly, I want people to see that it's okay to start with nothing, and it's okay to take your time and grow. Eventually you will get there, right? Junquet said, I have a script and I go off it when I'm comfortable. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm going to get there. That is one hurdle I have yet to overcome, right? With this avoidant personality thing, but I'm going to get there. I promise myself that. And I promise you all that too. I promise you. One day you're going to look up and you're going to see Winsome talking without a script. Oh my gosh, what a day that would be. So one thing I used to do, I don't do this very much anymore because I catch myself. I used to write notes instead of speaking, right? Afraid of speaking up. And it's kind of like what I do with the script here on this channel. Yeah, I used to write things. And one of the ways I deal with my AVPD is running away. I run away from situations. I run away from stuff that are stressful or challenging. I physically run away from problems. And yes, I used to be a runaway. I used to run away from home. When things at home became overwhelming, yes, I would run away. I am a runaway. Yeah. So, so I am better. I am better now. I'm telling y'all. So it's hard for me to open up, right? I share myself. I share, and maybe sometimes I overshare. I've heard that I overshare, but I'm in my sharing. I'm still not offering my whole self. I'm holding back. I'm not share. I might share something that happened to me. I won't share everything, but I don't share how it affects me. I don't share how it makes me feel. You know what I mean? And my reactions to it or my behaviors that follow the thing that happened to me. um, because I don't trust that my feelings matter, and I don't trust people. That's one of the one of the hallmarks of people with avoidant personality disorder. We don't trust people, right? It's hard for us to trust. Trust is a major issue with people with avoidant personality disorder. So, can a person with AVPD be their authentic self? Yes, they can be authentically AVPD. A person with real fears, can they be trusted? Yes. In my case, I have a great deal of empathy for others because I battle so many issues myself. And y'all know, if you've been watching my channel, you know I got some issues. Lots and lots and lots of them. That's why I can bond with my guests, because I just have so much to overcome and so much I have overcome, right? So, yeah, I have a great deal of empathy for others because I battled so much myself, and I have an immense capacity to be supportive. But don't worry, I do have boundaries, and I don't accept just anyone that comes my way, right? Because I've learned to take care of myself. But yeah, I can be suspicious of people. I can be hyper vigilant of my surroundings, my environment, and the people in it. Hyper vigilant. Trust me, I'm looking at you with a magnifying glass. Believe me. And it's not like I, I don't give you room to mess up. You get plenty of room with me to mess up. But it's more like I am looking for where I am not going to mess up with you. That's more. It's not so much that I'm looking at you closely because I want to find your faults. I'm looking at you closely so that I can, I don't want to say hide my flaws. That's not what I'm trying to do, but it's like I want to be careful, right? I adjust my behavior. People pleasing, people pleasing. I'm being honest, right? Yeah. Um, so yeah, I look for signs for whether this is a safe person or not. I have that intense fear of criticism. I told you that before, which makes me reluctant to try new things or to make mistakes or to look like I don't know what I'm doing, right? I didn't think I had perfectionist traits, but probably I do, because I try to anticipate where I might fall short in certain areas or things, and I either avoid them or I go overboard not to make mistakes so that I'm not criticized. This is real, guys. This happens today still. This happens today still. And that's maybe why I use the script. Yeah. Um, as on social media, I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing. I'm afraid of being criticized, and it may be confusing to you because I prepare. I'm prepared for negative comments, on social media, and I've had a few, and I've dealt with them very well. They didn't bother me at all because I've done some work, and I know to expect that not everyone is going to like me, but at the same time, I worry about how people see me. It's confusing, I know, and I do that even in relationships I care about. I imagine things someone else might like or not like, and I behave accordingly. So someone might say, "She's so nice. I'm better now. Trust me, I'm better. I don't care too much about people thinking I'm nice. I really don't. I'm more concerned with being authentic." Or they say, "I'm discerning. I'm good at reading people." But that's because it's a survival tactic, right? It's hypervigilancy. I'm afraid you're going to find fault with me, and that's painful to me. So I feel like I have to be well behaved. So there's been a lot of people pleasing until now. Until now, I'm better. I keep saying that I'm better. And I am better. Not that I don't do these things anymore, but I'm aware now and I catch myself and I'm actively doing the work to help myself, right? It's more work, not doing the work. That's another quote for you to remember. It's more work, not doing the work. So take this channel, for example. This would be an excruciating no-no to most people with avoidant personality disorder. Most people with avoidant personality are not going to get in front of the camera and get and have a YouTube channel. No. And talk about interviewing people. Mm-mm. And I'm not going to pretend that every time I get on this show, I'm not worried about who won't like or approve or accept me. It's always on my mind. I just have found ways to work through these fears, right? I'm afraid of being seen because I'm afraid of people criticizing me. In my mind, they're picking me apart. That's in my mind. I feel like they're looking at everything and criticizing everything. So, how did I come to be diagnosed with avoidant personality disorder? It was through a mental health assessment. I didn't go in with any particular complaints. I had no idea I had this disorder. It was just revealed in an assessment and it answered many other problems and helped me learn the skills I need to cope with it. Had I not had that assessment, I would not know I have AVPD. And this is why I preach all the time, you guys. Mental health care is health care, right? The same time every year that you schedule your physical and your well woman checkups, I want you to schedule an assessment with a professional, a psychologist or a psychiatrist, right? Um, Things you never knew. A lot of problems show up in a routine exam, a blood test or a urine test or some other test. You didn't know something was wrong, but all of a sudden, here's the results of the test. And if you're lucky, you catch something early enough so that it doesn't become a big problem later on. Well, the same thing with your mental health, right? A professional can catch something or make you aware of something that could become a big, big problem, become a mental health crisis later on. You could have a psychotic breakdown later, or you could have some traits and behaviors that are troubling you all your life and you didn't know what they were, so you didn't know how to fix them. Like with me and AVPD, right? Imagine if I didn't know if I had AVPD and how to um, work with it or didn't learn skills to overcome and deal with it. Imagine what my life would be like. Can you imagine? I wouldn't be on this channel right now. I can't even imagine not having my channel. Yeah. So, yeah. So your mental health. I'm telling you, everything hinges on mental health. Mental health first before everything. And so, yeah. So some problems or behaviors could be explained and improved if you know what they are. The quality of your life would be better if you get checked out and treated. Even is therapy effective at treating? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Absolutely good. CBT, um, all the talk therapists are good at treating AVPD. And of course, there is medication too because it produces a lot of depression and anxiety. And some people need medications for those. And of course, your mindfulness and your meditations and your mantras and that kind of thing. So, yeah. So, even if you don't think you have a problem, go see a mental health provider so you can be reassured and maintain a healthy mind. Because, like, you may think you don't have a problem, but why are you not sleeping? Why are you drinking or smoking? Why do you have unexplained pains and aches, right? A mental checkup could give insight into these things. And here's a side note for you. I'll tell you this. There was a time I had fibromyalgia, and chronic fatigue syndrome because I was so fatigued and there were pains all over my body. And I went to doctors for years and years. Let me tell you something, a shower would wipe me out. I would crawl from the shower to the bed wet because I didn't have the energy to dry myself off. I didn't have the energy to finish my shower. I was tired all the time, exhausted. And I went to doctors, every kind of doctor you could think of. And then I got mad at one doctor who suggested that my problem could be psychological. I got mad at him, right? But eventually I did go see a psychiatrist for something else. And I described some of my symptoms and stuff. And you know what she prescribed for me? A mood stabilizer. Let me tell you something. That took away all the pain and all the fatigue. Gone. Just from taking that mood stabilizer. Had I not showed up to that mental health doctor, I would still be, I don't know what my life would be right now because let me tell you, I couldn't function. So I'm just making the case for getting yourself checked out, whether you think you have a psychological problem or not. Anyway, so we talked about fear of rejection, fear of criticism, inability to connect, right? I have to work on my connections. I know that's something I have to do. Social inadequacy. As a person in sales, it's really hard. The fear of rejection grips me every time I go to post on social media. Seriously, guys, the fear of rejection grips me every time I go to make a post for social media. Will I be? Oh, hey, Marilyn! Yay! Hey, Mary Love! Yeah, the fear of rejection. Will I be accepted? Are people looking at me crazy? Um, and so there are things I know I should be doing to grow my audience, but I'm scared, y'all. No joke. No joke. I'm serious. I'm telling you the truth. I be scared of rejection and scared of criticism. Honest to God. Are these situations in which you don't have the fear of rejection? No. No, I'm always afraid. I'm always afraid of rejection. Always. And again, there are things that have happened to me in my early childhood and my early adult life that is the reason for these. No, I'm always afraid, even though I function, even though I do most of the time what I'm supposed to do, there is always that fear. It's always there. Um, AVPD for me might have been triggered in traumatic childhood experience. I just said that, right? Emotional neglect. Emotional neglect, the experts say, is one of the biggest causes, triggers for AVPD in people. Emotional neglect, especially when you were younger. Criticism and shaming, sexual molestation, verbal abuse, right? All of which I have had to overcome. So I've developed ways to protect myself, which became problematic as I grew older. So at the foundation of AVPD, for me at least, is poor self-esteem, right? Feeling inadequate, not good enough, not worthy of whatever good things are available. That's a big problem. That's going to hold somebody back if you have these feelings of inadequacy. Um, but that's why I host the Big Up Yourself show, right? To encourage people to come and share their stories and the things that they're overcoming and things that they're working on as a healing method of celebrating themselves and digging up themselves, right? That's why I do this channel to help. Yes, that's why I do this channel to help myself and to help people like me come and celebrate themselves, right? Because for surviving the things that we survive, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't. And for getting through the day, just the many decisions we have to make and the many things we have to do just to get through one day. That's enough to celebrate yourself for, right? And I want to encourage people to be more, instead of beating up on ourselves so much, having that low self esteem, to begin to build better self esteem by celebrating yourself, by sharing your story. And your story helps, sharing your story helps you heal, plus helps inspire someone else, right? And then there's the Facebook group. It's a vehicle for healing low self-esteem. The big up yourself, celebrate your original, celebrating your original self. The Facebook group, that celebrating yourself is the antidote to looking down on yourself, the antidote to poor self-esteem. So in the Facebook group, I really want people to feel free to celebrate their wins every day, as often as they feel a need. You know, I wish people would post something celebratory about themselves every day, but people are scared to celebrate themselves. It's so sad. It saddens me. But I really want it to be a brag book, right? Um, yeah, but people are afraid, and I wish it weren't so. But big up yourself. Big up yourself is the Jamaican greeting, and it means celebrate yourself. Or I see you. Hey, Kemi. Yes, that's it, Marilyn. And today I big up myself for being vulnerable and sharing this avoidant personality part of me, although it was scary because I'm sharing, even though I know it's scary, because I know it's helping me heal as well as heal someone else. And in exploring the topic, navigating social media with avoidant personality disorder, connection or isolation, yes, that's the Facebook group. That's it right there. Yay. It's essential to understand how social media can serve as both a bridge and a barrier to meaningful interactions. It's important, even on social media, to embrace vulnerability, right? Here we go, hiding. Express vulnerability and resist the urge to compare. We do that a lot. We compare ourselves with others on social media, and cultivate resilience to navigate the complexities of online interactions. For individuals with avoidant personality disorder, social media platforms offer a double edged sword. On one hand, they provide an opportunity to connect with others in a controlled environment, which can be less intimidating than face to face interactions. Some people are going to avoid face to face interactions and just only interact on social media, right? And this can facilitate a sense of belonging and reduce the immediate anxiety associated with in person socializing. But on the other hand, the very nature of social media, where comparison, validation, and judgment are prevalent, can exacerbate feelings of isolation, right? Um, the curated and often unrealistic portrayals of others' lives can deepen feelings of inadequacy and loneliness. You know, people only post the wonderful things about their life and they don't post the struggles. And that makes social media a place where individuals with avoidant personality disorder may withdraw further because we begin to compare our lives with the perfect lives of others. Social media is a fear factor for a person like me with avoidant personality disorder. I've often wondered why, this is me being vulnerable again. I've often wondered why I don't seem to garner much interaction from people on, say, Facebook, right? In fact, one time I got off Facebook for years because it seemed like when I post things, nobody responds. Nobody responds when I post things, even my friends. right? And the only time people would respond to me is if it was my birthday or if I posted a picture of a smiling face. I'm not gonna be one of those people who just post pictures of smiling faces all every day just to get likes. Oh my God, I don't understand people like that. But when I post, I get crickets, right? And and I'm looking at some people posting some what I deem is foolishness. To them, it might be groundbreaking. I don't know, but I deem is foolishness. And they're getting hundreds of likes and comments and stuff. And when I post, it's crickets, and it puzzled me, and it made me feel bad. So I got off. I got off of Facebook. And I only came back because I started the Big Up Yourself show, and it's been a little bit. Has it been a little better? No, not really. Not even my close friends know my posts. So you can't help but one when that happened. You can't help but wonder what's wrong with your post or what's wrong with you, right? When you look and you see other people getting hundreds of likes and stuff, you're human. You're gonna feel something. But I'm better now. Remember, I'm better now. I know that the things I post that cause us to look at ourselves are not things that excite everyone. Most of us don't want to look at ourselves, right? Most of us have trouble liking ourselves enough to really look at ourselves and do internal work. It's okay. And I'm going to continue being me and posting what I feel inspired to post. So when it comes to social media, especially if you have avoidant personality disorder, you have to do some work managing vulnerability and shame. Social media platforms can intensify feelings of shame by creating an environment ripe for comparison. Seeing others' seemingly perfect lives can exacerbate feelings of inadequacy, particularly for individuals with AVPD who may already struggle with self worth. Um, for people with AVPD and social media, you're gonna have to embrace your imperfections, right? Imperfections are not inadequacies, they are reminders that we are all in this together. And Brene Brown encourages embracing imperfections as part of the human experience. On social media, this means being willing to share imperfect aspects of life, which can foster deeper, more authentic connections and reduce feelings of shame. One time I posted, my office was in disarray, and I posted, oh my goodness, I was just testing the waters. But yeah, I didn't post a perfectly arranged, tidy office. It was rather untidy. And after I went back and looked at the post, I was like, oh, that looks kind of messy. But I got over it. I dealt with it. So, in order to be vulnerable and make better connections, we have to post those imperfect parts of our lives, not us where we're having fun and looking beautiful and everything is perfect. Um, and then we want to build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and it's the ability to learn from the experience of overcoming challenges. So we have to develop resilience through supportive communities and self compassion, um, which can help individuals with AVPD manage the impact of social media on their mental health. Building resilience allows people to handle social media's pressures without internalizing them as personal failures. That's what I was doing with Facebook, internalizing the lack of likes um, as personal failures, as my own failure, as something wrong with me. When I do my YouTube lives and people attend and participate, it helps boost my confidence. Like when you guys come to the live right now and you all participate and stuff, it really does help. It's healing. You guys have helped, or you don't even know, you've really helped to heal me in many ways. When I first started doing lives, I used to be so afraid, so nervous, and now lives don't make me nervous anymore, right? You guys have helped me feel more comfortable doing lives on camera. Thank you so much. You've been helping and didn't even know it. right? Where I used to be racked with nerves to do a live, now I do it. The only thing I have to learn now is to do it without the script. Um, Likes and approval, we we are wired for connection, but we often miss the mark when we're striving for approval and acceptance. Those of us who create content on social media need the approval of our audience. We beg for likes and comments. Channels with millions of subscribers. There are some channels I watch that have millions of subscribers, millions, and every show they do, they still come on and they beg and plead for subscribers and likes and comments, right? As content creators, we need this validation. Our survival depends on it, right? Take this channel. I've been at it for over a year and I'm still not at 1,000 subscribers, right? Is it discouraging? I'm happy to say I am not discouraged, but I'm aware that it's growing painfully slowly. But the healing that takes place in me and in the people who tune into this channel is worth showing up for, right? If one person finds the content useful, it is all good. AVPD or not, you're giving hope and encouragement to so many people right now. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Um, And Brene Brown discusses how the pursuit of validation through social media metrics, likes, shares, and comments can lead to a shallow sense of self worth and increased shame. This quest for approval can detract from genuine, meaningful connections. So, we want to set boundaries though with social media. And one tip is to create specific times for social media use and stick to them to avoid overwhelming yourself. Dr. Sherry Turkle, a professor of social studies and science and technology, suggested setting boundaries helps manage technology's impact on mental health. And then use your privacy settings, right? Adjust your privacy settings to control who sees your posts and limit exposure to potential judgment or criticism. Now, that would be helpful for somebody like me, certain people that I don't want to see. I've blocked a lot of people. I can use the privacy settings. Cyber psychologists. Now imagine this. We've come now to the age where we have cyber psychologists, right? Psychologists that specialize in monitoring social people who use social media. Anyway, Dr. Mary Aiken advises using privacy settings to create a safer digital space that reduces anxiety about online interactions. And then you want to engage selectively. Choose what platforms and communities you engage with based on comfort level. Focus on those that are supportive and positive. And Facebook, hmm, me and Facebook, we don't do very well. And Instagram, we don't do very well, but I do better on YouTube. And and it's not like it's great. It's still not great, but I keep working on it, and I'm proud of myself. Don't forget to like the live, please, and don't forget to come back and leave a comment and and press the thumbs up button. Um, Selective engagement can prevent social media from becoming overwhelming and contribute to a more positive experience. Some of the experts will tell you master one social media, social media, how you put that? Master one instead of trying to be successful on all of them. So I'm more focused on YouTube, but when I do the marketing, I just post something on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. And then remember to practice self compassion. Oh, I'm getting so good at that. Be kind to yourself about your social media interactions. Avoid self criticism. If you don't post frequently or engage as much as others, big up yourself every time you find the courage, right? To silence those voices and go live. Going live is hard for people with AVPD. Um, Practicing self compassion can reduce the stress and negative self talk associated with social media. Yeah, let's remember to be kinder to ourselves. I know um, I didn't ask for avoidant personality disorder. It was forced upon me through behaviors of others who should have cared for me. But now I have to do the work of undoing that damage. So, knowing this, I made great effort to do what they couldn't do, and that is to take care of me, to love me through these experiences. Remember to show yourself some love. I look forward to these lives. When I see a video that has upcoming on it, I bet out an audible yay because I know a live is coming soon. Yay, Mimi, you are. God bless you. God bless you, Mimi. Thank God for you. So, yeah, but do focus on real connections, right? Use social media to strengthen existing relationships, right? Like these people that I'm connecting with, like Mimi and Kemi, and see them, I can use social media. I can reach out to these people and to foster better connections, right? Um, and for people with AVPD, it's probably if you're trying to build your connections or strengthen your connections, it's better to use social media to strengthen existing relationships rather than starting new ones, right? Which can feel more manageable. I'm doing this with my Facebook group, and I worry less about growing in numbers, but in quality. I'm trying to breed quality connections. Intimacy in this group, right? It's giving me anxiety, but I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm going to start going live more often in my Facebook group. And finally, you want to engage in mindfulness practices. People can say disregard mindfulness all they want, but I'm telling you, mindfulness, when I started practicing, the very first day I started practicing mindfulness, it changed my life drastically, right? Incorporate mindfulness techniques to stay grounded and manage stress related to social media use. I'm going to practice more mindfulness with my posts, and I've been doing that, and it's been making a difference. Like really think about what you want to say, how you want it to be received, who you're trying to connect with, and it's been making a difference. I am getting more engagement on my posts in my Facebook. So I'm going to set intention for building connections since this is a thing I struggle with. I'm going to do more work in this area. I want to thank you guys for being here today. Lastly, I just want to big up myself for working through avoidant personality disorder and committing to building connections. It's always more work not to do the work. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Marilyn. Yes, you do. That's all you have to do, guys. Just say hey or just put a heart. Something. Just comment something. Thank you, Prophet Mother. Thank you. Big up to you too. Yeah. Thank you, Mimi, for being here. Kemi, I don't know if you're still here, but I thank you for popping in. And Junquette, thank you for popping in. And C Temp, thank you. All right, guys, I have bared my soul, and you'll see me again soon. Remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. See you again soon. We're going to talk about some immigration stories next, some immigrant stories next. And you'll learn about the 6 months I was here illegally in the States. See you next time. Thank you so much, Marilyn. Bye. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Kemi. Thank you, John Qued, for providing the space. Yay. Bye, guys.